Hello guys, Banana Luck here and welcome back to another video on Guild Wars. So we have the first round of battle phase coming up shortly, and I just thought it would be good to mention more about defense. And I'm not sure if we actually get to change our defense midway. Let's see if this happens. Engage in the battles. Defense. Running from Monday to Saturday consists of 3 rounds of matches. Each round lasts for 2 days. Match with for battles. Doesn't look like you're allowed to actually change your positions anyway after, so that's interesting. And since it's most people's first time, it'll be interesting to see how it falls out. So we'll just take a look at the lineup and see in more greater detail, how this is gonna pan out. So over here I have my Nightmare team, and on Torador we do have Olex War, just to have one more block. And I have Rav as the main the other secondary defender-ish, in the sense that he's blocking the way. Then there's Valeria, a bomb, and Hatsut. So they are my, if you look at just BP alone, they are the top. Judging from just the fact that, they are the stronger units that I have, and I am a much more completed Nightmare team. So of course, if let's say like you have a Pearson Lord, for example, you could run that as well, no worries. And if you have Araka, even better, you can run her as the fighter, but you still need a defender to block the way. So we'll get into the reason for that very soon. So you can see here, right, for people not in the central keep, this is how the placement looks like. So in the tutorial, we did see the very aggressive placements where people were all like situated here instead. But that does not make any sense because I don't think you need to kill out mobs quickly here. It's more of a long-term play. You trying to wipe out the weaker mobs from the get-go, and then clearing out the stronger mobs later on. So I do foresee that in this lineup there might be some issues with regards to enemies that deal magical damage. So I was looking over it and I was considering to swap out Abomination, because we already have 4 Nightmare units here, so we're already at max in terms of the benefits that we can get from the faction. So maybe it's better instead that we... So let's swap out Abomination. And that's so annoying that they push us to the front page. So maybe over here, we might have to push... where was he? Oh, I can't actually use Zillitu twice. Okay, that's interesting. So that means I need to use someone else for magic. But there's no one else that I can really use here. Unless we were to add in Nocturne here. And yeah, I think that should do it for now. Is my Nocturne geared properly? Yep, he is geared properly. Yeah, so I guess that will have to do, but the general idea here being that we didn't have enough magical damage for this round, and it'll be a trouble to deal with units that have higher physical defense. So what I'm trying to achieve is just having a formation that's hard to crack, so people can't really find a way to deploy random units and make it through. So this is like much more robust in that sense. So Hatsut here, because we need to make sure that her ultimate covers the entire area here. Same for Nocturne. We don't cover the end here, but I don't think units that get through there will actually even survive. And then Ruff here to block. And I don't have any healer in this lineup, so it's very important that we place Ruff here because he's out procs and he's able to, defend through the mobs that come. Torador at the back, so enough tower range to actually hit up the rest. And then Valeria over here, she's gonna just wipe out any mobs that are, weak to physical damage, because I have her built very high on physical damage. So that's the overall, idea that went behind this. But of course, you can do this without entire faction squad. You can do a defender at the back, a fighter at the front, and the fighter doesn't have to be self-sustained, but you just need to make sure you pop a healer here. And then fighter here instead, and also maybe a mage here as well, and a healer here to touch this too. Because I don't think you need the healers to cover the side units. I think the healers need to cover the tanks and the fighters more importantly. So that's my nightmare placement and the thought that went behind it. And to further amp up my defenders' worth, I make sure to give Toreador Oleg's War just so that he has that one increased block. Because over here, the way to lose or win is to either defend through to make sure that 3 units don't get past, and I think the extra block is all the effort that it takes to, make things work. I would have included the other artifact if I had it, but unfortunately I don't. So for fighters, there's an artifact as well. Let's go to the forge here, mythical forge. I believe it was, let's see. Let me just look for it. Soul Drainer, yes, this was the one. Increases block by 1 for fighters, and they restore HP by 0.7% every time they deal damage to one target. So I think this will be really nice, especially for units like Volca, as well as I think Abomination is decent as well because he hits multiple targets. And I think the one that I really want to try out was on Cerebus. But okay, anyways, we're off on a tangent, but I think that's how you can increase the potential defense when it comes to, putting a fighter instead of a defender, because if you do put 2 defenders, I think you will lack the damage to clear the mobs that travel in very quickly. So, okay, that's weird. I thought we already saved the placement. Did we not save the placement? Save setting? Okay. That's all. I thought I already saved the placement, but okay, it's showing up now. Okay, so now onto the next squad that we have. This one is a bit different. Once again, I'm running with no healer. So because I have Brokir here, and I have Brokir's artifact as well. So I think he has enough sustain to get through it. So first of all, with his unyielding state, I think that's about 11 seconds. And then also his ultimate as well, which I'm hoping will proc. Yeah. So let's look at the exact placement now. So a lot of bursts, to be honest. I have my two strongest units at the back, or rather 2 at the over here. So Satram and Silas, they are my main DPS units. Zillitu at the back. So this lineup is a lot more bursty compared to the other one, and we still get the 4 blocks that we want to achieve. 4 blocks on Brokir, and then 2 blocks on Zillitu, and then we have Vienna just in case they have magic damage. But bear in mind that this lineup is a lot better in dealing with all sorts of units that come through, because we have Silas with defense penetration with his ultimate. So if you take a look here, so sniping and ignores defense and magical resistance of target for 20 seconds. Zillitu as well, she does magical damage through and through, so not a big problem there. And we have Satram, just in case, because Satram does physical damage. So I think we're quite good here in terms of how the defense here will play out. It's just a matter of whether or not my units will proc their ultimates at the right time, which I'm a bit concerned about. So we have no idea how, I haven't watched any Forerunner videos, but we have no idea how these ultimates will proc. And if they proc the way like they proc when tied, it will be horrendous for sure. But that's the thought that goes behind my defense lineup. And I think strategy-wise is always the same. You need to have some magic damage dealers. Healers, if let's say you have a strong tank, I believe my tanks are strong enough to get the job done. And then there is as well Satram and Silas here to do the job. I'm just not sure if I should actually place Brokia at the front instead, because I know that some of the, let's see, is it those range covers? Yeah, all the way. So I was concerned that some of the soldiers have AoE. They might wipe Zillitu out instantly. So maybe this is the better placement to go. I mean, there's no harm in us leaving a gap here. It's not gonna do anything bad to us. So maybe let's just go for that instead. And yeah. So this is the defense lineup I'm running with in detail. And I hope that it has helped you guys in terms of preparation. Because most of us probably don't really know what's gonna happen, but fingers crossed that this all goes well, because the battle starts in about 6 hours at today's reset. But that's it for the video, guys. If you enjoyed the content, feel free to leave a like, subscribe or comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.